everybody, I am Chris Massey, and welcome to the Chris Massey Show here on the American Hearts Radio Network. We're coming to you live tonight from our studio here in downtown Atlanta, and thanks to everybody for tuning in. Tonight, of course, is episode 2 of season 2, and we're glad you're here with us tonight. Now, there have been so many things that have happened in the news this past week, I really had to think about what I wanted to talk about tonight to get the show started. I mean, we could talk about the fact that Tom Brady likes his balls soft. Or we could talk about the fact that our fine governor, Nathan Deal, has decided that bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and janitors no longer deserve state insurance. And just remember, it was just a year ago when this cat left all the bus drivers out to dry out there on the roads in the snow with all those kids in the bus. Mr. Deal, you're a hell of a guy. And of course, the other story is this week Sarah Palin announced that she is thinking about running for president of the United States. Now, the fact that she's going to run for president really doesn't surprise me. The part that she was thinking, that is the part I have a hard time believing. Okay, so we're going to move now to the State of the Union address that Barack Obama delivered the other night. Now, Barack Obama came out and he was on the offensive. He was very enthusiastic and very optimistic. He pointed to things like unemployment is now below 6%. The stock market is up over 17,000 points. And if you were wondering, on George Bush's last day in office, it was below 6,000 points. Gas is $2 a gallon virtually all over the country. And 11 million private sector jobs have been created since 2008. Still, the Republicans, they want to paint us a picture of gloom and doom. Now, I couldn't tell, but by the faces John Boehner was making, I couldn't decide if the man had gas or somebody had actually shoved something up his ass before he got up there to do the thing. But have no fear. It looks like John did have time to stop by the tanning bed before he got on TV. All right. Now, one of the things the Republicans like to do is when things are going good, when a Democrat's in office, they like to find a past Republican president and give him all the credit for it. Like in the 1990s when we were experiencing the biggest peacetime economic boom in American history, and things were great everywhere under Bill Clinton. Many Republicans would tell you it was because of the policies of one Ronald Reagan. Funny though, those policies that Ronald Reagan had, they didn't seem to help George Bush Sr. out too much. Well, why was that, Al?
Amen.
I'll tell you why. Because it's a bunch of bullshit. That's why. That's what it was. Now, the other night, Barack Obama got up there and he basically told the GOP, if you want to pass this, I'm vetoing all of it. Now, one thing, though, that Barack Obama has done is he is proposing some bills that is going to back the Republicans into a corner. Take, for instance, he wants to pass this bill that will allow community college, 2 years of community college, to be free for all students in America that can't afford to go. Now, this bill is going to be very, very popular with families and students in the middle class and lower class all across this country. And remember, these students, they are of voting age. Now, if the Republicans pass this bill, what they're going to do is they're going to make Barack Obama look like a hero. And you know they're not going to do that. But if they don't pass the bill, they're going to look like they are the bad guys. That's right. And that is something that they don't want to do because the Democrats always say the Republicans only care about rich people, and this will certainly validate that issue. Now, when the State of the Union address was over, my good buddy Ted Cruz was on the Megyn Kelly show. Now, if you ever noticed, they don't ever show a picture of Ted Cruz from head to toe. That's because the Republicans don't want you to see the big clown shoes that he's wearing. Anyway, he got on there and he stated that he was very disappointed in what the president said because back in November, the American people spoke loud and clear that they wanted change. Well, Mr. Cruz, let me tell you something. When the midterm elections happened in November, unemployment wasn't under 6%. Gas prices hadn't begun to fall yet, and Barack Obama's approval rate was only 40%. Today it's 50% and climbing. So my guess is that those elections were held today, they might be a little different, and you wouldn't have won as many seats. So if I was you, Mr. Cruz, I would start worrying about now instead about what happened in November. Now, as tradition, when a Democrat president finishes the State of the Union address, the Republicans send somebody out there for the rebuttal. And they sent this woman from Iowa, senator, to do the job. Well, move over Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann. There is now a new queen of the dingbats, and her name is Joni Arness. That's right. She came on TV, and the first thing she tells everybody is that when she was growing up in Iowa, she was so poor that they had to wrap bread wrappers around her shoes on bad weather days. Now, what I want to know is this. What in the hell does that story have to do with the State of the Union address? Now, later on in an article in the Los Angeles Times, she admitted that when she was a kid, she liked to wear a bucket over her head for no apparent reason. She also took cardboard and poked holes in it and made a poncho out of it, and she wore scuba flippers for gloves. Now tell me, Joni, if you're so damn poor, what in the hell are y'all doing spending money on scuba flippers when you live in Iowa? For crying out loud. She then went on to say that her and her constituents in Congress are going to repeal Obamacare. Let me tell you something, hot pants. As long as Barack Obama is president, you guys will never repeal Obamacare, okay? He's got a veto stamp the size of Mount Rushmore in his office, and he's just waiting to stamp it on that bill when it comes across his desk. Now, what the Republicans have not figured out yet is this. In order to win a presidential election, you have got to get people outside of your party to vote for you. In the last election, there were 11 swing states up for grabs, and Mitt Romney got his ass kicked in every single one of them. Still, they continue to preach to the choir. And anybody that goes to church can tell you there's a hell of a lot more people in the congregation than there is in the choir. And you can guarantee once things get rolling, somebody's going to say something stupid. Like Mitt Romney, 47% of Americans don't count. Rick Santorum, contraceptives are evil. You know, it gives people sexual freedom, and that's not what it was intended for. Who died and made you God? How the hell do you know? And then you got this senator in Missouri, and he came on and he said that a woman actually has the power to stop ovulating when she's getting raped. Unbelievable. Michelle Bachmann, she was quoted last year saying that the Bible is written in English. And then you've got Dumb and Dumber, Dick Morris, and Karl Rove, who came on Fox News the night of the election and said that Mitt Romney was going to win an historic landslide. Well, guys, at least you got the landslide right. Now, the guy that's going to be running his mouth the most and making the most noise, of course, is Rush Limbaugh. That's right. We've been having to listen to this fat mouth, fat ass now for about 25 years. And truth be known, he don't know shit from Shinola. But I'll bet you this. If you went in Rush Limbaugh's bedroom and you got inside his closet, what you would find is a Ronald Reagan blow-up sex doll. That's right. Now, they only made 2 of them, and Sean Hannity has got the other one. But just a note, you might want to know that Rush Limbaugh has more air pressure in his blow-up doll than Sean Hannity does. Seems that Rush likes his ass hard and Sean's seems to be a little soft. All right, we got a great show for you tonight.